to come out of the nightmare is to shift the nerve, the thought, the pattern. I'm going to give you some points on how you can do this. 1, the moment if you don't have this strong desire to come out of the current state you are in right now, in this moment, think of it this way. If you've ever had a nightmare, which I presume most of us have experienced, extreme heavy load of nightmares where you're inside of your bed and it's as though concrete is pulling you down, right? And in that nightmare, you're trying to find a way out. So you have no choice but to build the persistence to shift the muscles in your fingers. And then you shift and turn that persistence to move the muscles down your leg. And then you shift that persistence to move the muscles to the other leg. And you allow the persistence to build up throughout your whole body until you get to your other arm, until you get to your chest, until you get to your head. And as you do all of that, as you do all of that, you find the courage and the way out of the nightmare. Think of it for a second. When you are stuck in a whirlpool of pain through mental thoughts, through the things that don't exist except inside your head, from your history, from your trauma, from your stories, from the events, from the things that did happen, not happening now, if you do not build the persistence as though you are building yourself out of a dream and hold the courage, then you will stay in the nightmare. But it's the nightmare of your mind, the nightmare of your thoughts, the nightmare of your stories, the nightmare of the things that do not define your character, your personality, and who you are as a human being if you stay where you are right now. If you choose to build the persistence, hold the desire, have the courage to come out of your mental state nightmare that you are in, then I guarantee that is the turning point of change. That's the beginning of change. Think of it this way. If you stayed in that physical nightmare in your bed, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you right now because you won't be listening to this because you are still deliberating in your bed, feeling tied down with concrete bricks. But the fact that you are listening to this right now, you've already shifted muscles in your body to create the time and manifest finding this video, listening to this video, meaning your persistence have actually driven you further forward, not backwards, meaning your persistence now needs to carry through, and you need to carry through that persistence moving forward, and so you can consistently build the turns, each muscle of your physical body, to allow the muscle of your brain to exercise the old thoughts, knowing that it's no longer the truth and no longer the beliefs, so you can overcome them and become the identity, the man, the woman, the child that you want to be. That is a form of healing. Healing is not something that happens overnight. And when you do take one step forward, I guarantee you're going to take 5 steps back. But that one step forward is closer to the light, closer to the growth, closer to what you want to create, closer to the new identity, the new structured state that you are manifesting for yourself. The person that is healed, the person that's moved forward, the person that's outgrown the history, the pain, the beliefs. Can you imagine? I mean, I've seen so many clients take 5 steps forward and 20 steps back, and I was there. And healing is a process of 2 years to 5 years to actually fully heal every part of your body, inside out, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. You need all 4 dimensions in order to create a whole. If you are missing one of them, then understand that your healing is not complete. Until you understand the depth, the desire to consistently persist in knowing and unraveling each particle of what I've just said, then your healing will stay on pause. The nightmare will stay in place. So the choice is always yours. You've come this far to listen to this video. Use your persistence to keep moving forward, to find another way and create the desire to change today. So now that you have a small foundational understanding on the healing process, and you sort of maybe understand the reasoning behind persistence to come out of that nightmare and that dream, if you choose not to portray the persistence in your day-to-day activities and follow through your tasking that you create for yourself, or with the assistance of a therapist, or with the assistance of a support system, whether it's friends or a GP, whatever it is, you can only see the end, which is currently where you are. And a rebirth, a new beginning, cannot possibly grow from nothing. And it cannot eventuate from nothing unless nothing becomes something. And to become something, you must apply the principles of persistence, the courage, the desire to not want to stay where you are. The fact is, no matter how you turn the story, no matter what you want to believe, the truth can never be changed. The past is in the past. It has not rebirthed in any way, any shape, any form, or any structure. It's just your mind that's allowing you to believe, because it doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. And so the rewind and the replay only possesses for you to believe that that is happening in the now. The more you rewind and you replay the movie inside your mind of the events, the stories, the traumas, and all of that, you're only imposing to the mind that this is currently happening. And so naturally, your amygdala inside your mind reverses its state from functioning normally to becoming either a freeze, a flight, or a fight response. Now you repeat one of those three functions in the amygdala on and on and on, and consistently. It's about now removing the anchor of what you thought was true. And so what happens to the brain and amygdala, it becomes anchored to that state and almost like a doormat to the belief that any time that you believe that that is not happening and is not true, but because you've replayed it so many times, the video now plays itself automatically. And this is where the enhancement of anxiety becomes a part of your life. The drama triangle of sadness, which is called depression, and the whirlpool of pain, not being able to see the light through the darkness. And that's the natural way the body responds to you repetitively repeating the history as though it's happening in the now. So I am just telling you right now, it's time to wake up. You have a choice, dude. It's not happening anymore. It is no longer true in the moment. It was then, but it isn't now. So the way you can bring yourself out of the nightmare, of that dream that's pushed you down into bed and hasn't given you the ability to move, but you realize that you moved and shifted nerves in your fingers, in your feet, in your leg, and you allowed that shift to grow through every particle of your body, to come out of it. I want you to go ahead, and I honestly dare you to do the same every single day in the nightmare of your mind. To come out of the nightmare is to shift the nerve, the thought, the pattern. I'm going to give you some points on how you can do this. 1, the moment that you're in the whirlpool of your thoughts and you're living back inside the nightmare of your mind, physically shift your whole body and shake it off. You're shifting and you're moving the energy of any stuck positions that your emotions are at in that moment. 2, journal all the emotion down, even if it's been on repeat. Write how it's made you feel. Write how it's debilitating for you to move forward. Express where you're at in life. Express and try to notice in that moment of journaling everything around you. No longer focal, but peripheral vision. See what's in front of you, what's behind you, what's to the left of you, what's to the right of you. Notice what's above you, notice what's below you. Keeping yourself sustained in that zone in writing. That helps release the energy and the overload of thoughts. 3, Another technique that works really well is tapping, and I cannot emphasize how well tapping works. Tapping goes into the meridians of your body through Chinese medicine. They believe that in every pressure point that we have in any area of our body, it shifts something in our neurological system. And based on the theory and the research that I have done with myself, with my clients, and with people that come through chronic depression, it's evident enough that while we're in the room and they're having an overwhelmed emotion and they don't want to physically move their body and they don't want to journal in that moment, and we speak to the unconscious through tapping into the meridians, the body shifts out of that state. That's a form of persistence. That's just 3 points. But that's a form of persistence. And the more you can add to this and the more you do this, it's the more you are overriding the challenge of the loop, the doormat of your amygdala that's been on pause because you've been rewinding for so long. Can you imagine a couple months how long it's going to take you to get out? And you will get out because every day is a step further moving forward, no longer moving back. Fourth thing, breath work. I mean, when was the last time you honestly breathe in the truth of oxygen into every particle in every area of your lungs? A lot of us breathe, but we don't breathe properly. We've been taught to breathe through our chest, not through our diaphragm. Now, the difference between chest and diaphragm, when you breathe in through your chest, you're suppressing your rib cage. And when you're suppressing your rib cage, you're not giving room to the lungs to expand to actually fit through all the oxygen. When you breathe through your diaphragm, your rib cage stays exactly where it's at. As your stomach expands, your lungs expand, your rib cage gives enough room to allocate the oxygen to go in every particle in every area. That helps enable the oxygen to run through to your nervous system, beginning at your vagus nerve of your head, which slows down this state of amygdala while it's on a hyperarousal. Since you've been playing the movie over and over in your mind, your amygdala is probably doing something like this in the back of your head. By breathing correctly, you're allowing it to slow down and to get back at a state where it's supposed to. Where is this state? It's no longer at survival. It's functioning, which then enhances your pituitary gland, which sits at the top of your head, which helps expand your frontal lobe, which gives you the creativity, the state of thought, the state of understanding, the state of absorbing, and the state of giving and receiving. Now, these are all connected, but you've just sort of blocked them for so long because you've been in that loop for so long, and that's okay. But it's time to come out because you're watching this video. I'm going to say, don't wait for tomorrow. Take this opportunity. Don't wait for tomorrow. Take this opportunity right now, and take this opportunity today to begin the process of healing, utilizing these few steps that I have just told you. 1, journaling. I might not say them in the right order, don't mind me. Breathing, tapping, shaking your energetic body to come out of the emotion, the overwhelm that you are currently stuck in. Now, you do this every day. You're allowing your mind to come out of the drama triangle, trying to feel like you're the victim and living in the effect all the time. And you're also allowing yourself to come out of the nightmare that only lives inside of you and not inside of me. And I was there, and I can totally understand how debilitating it is to feel stuck. And it sucks. It's crap, but it's possible to overcome by these 4 little simple steps. There are many other steps, but start with them. From my heart to yours, as always, sending you healing, sending you love, sending you the right energy, sending you guidance, sending you truth to find yourself.